John McClain, Hall of Fame columnist, joins us. And, John, there's a lot to get to, but can you imagine right now the feeling in College Station after being so close to a national title and then within 24 hours they lose their coach?
I just tweeted, I've never said this any time in my life and won't say it again, but I feel terrible for the Aggies. Obviously, this deal was done ahead of time. They didn't even try to make it wait. Del Conte leaked it on the day the Aggies were playing for the championship. And, of course, the David Pierce firing. And, of course, they could have waited a day. And then the other thing that is interesting, afterward, Schlossnagle owes an apology to Richard Zane of Texags, who asked the question that everybody wanted to be asked. It had to be asked. And instead of Schlossnagle saying, look, we just lost the national championship. This is about my kids. It's about the fans. I'll talk about all that stuff later, but it's not the time to address something like that. Instead of go out of his way to berate the reporter like he's insulted, he would ask him that question. He is a liar. He's never going to have any credibility in his career, except in Austin. And I would love to have season tickets so I could scout when the Aggies host the Longhorns in baseball in College Station. I don't know if it's next season or the season afterward, but can you imagine the reception that he's going to get after lying and saying he was going to stay when we all know now it happened so quick he was gone? That was just terrible for his team. He could have insisted, do not fire David Pierce on this day, wait till afterward, but he didn't.
John, you mentioned that it's clear the deal was very likely done before this, and it could have been well before this. I'm kind of stunned because I thought, at least right now in the current world we live in, Texas's 6th College World Series notwithstanding, outside of working with your buddy Chris Del Conte, it's a lateral move.
The Longhorns, I don't know what the Aggies, they're still trying to pay off Jimbo. That's why they had that George Strait concert and the Mexico-friendly soccer match at Kyle Field, had almost 200,000 people in 2 out of 3 weekends. And so we all know Texas has more money than anybody but God. So Schlossnagle, was he about to get $75 million for the stadium? And I'm guessing now he'll probably say I guess it was his dream job, even though he's not from the state of Texas. He's from Maryland. And but he'll probably say that. But he could have done anything. He could have lost several years in a row at A&M and not got fired because he's so popular and everybody loved him. And now he goes to Austin, and you're under intense pressure every time you step on the field. And so David Pierce walked away with 2 years left on his contract. I'd always hoped Baylor would hire David Pierce when he was at Sam Houston and Tulane, where he did a great job. But that pressure is going to be excruciating because, they've had to give him a hell of a deal to get him away from the Aggies. And I know the Aggies pitching coach is highly regarded. But I saw one thing about him taking his staff, and I thought A&M might try to elevate its pitching coach. But now, they'll go after somebody. And they'll get somebody good because that program's in fantastic shape. But the next school now has got to worry. Okay, is he coming after our guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also with what the transfer portal brings to the table, how many of the players in College Station, maybe depending on who they hire or not, are now not only they're going to lose Schlossnagle to their hated rival, but possibly part of their roster.
Boy, and I hadn't even thought about that, David. My goodness, they're going to lose enough to Major League Baseball because they got so much talent on that roster. You think of Jeff Kent's kid, they're from Austin. Maybe the Longhorns weren't interested in him last year. And it's pretty obvious that he wasn't a starter for the injury of Montgomery, but, could he want to go on to Austin and follow him? So that's a great thing to bring up.
Yeah, no question about it. John McClain with us on 365 Sports.
John, what else has your attention right